Hello students, today let us learn about student T distribution in the fifth module, joint distribution and sampling theory. Student T distribution. In this, in your syllabus you have two topics. First one is T test for single mean. Let us see what is it. The statistic T is defined by T is equal to x bar minus mu divided by S divided by square root of n. When I simplify this, square root of n goes above and it becomes x bar minus mu by S into square root of n, where mu is the mean of the population. Understand the notations properly here. Mu is the mean of the population, n is the sample size, and x bar is the mean of the sample. Mu is the mean of the population and x bar is the mean of the sample. Mean of the sample is calculated by the formula sigma x by n. So three different quantities you have to remember. Mu is the mean of the population, x bar is the mean of the sample. If you can differentiate this properly, you can do the problems. So next let us see how to find this S. S square is equal to 1 by n minus 1 into sigma x minus x bar whole square. The same thing can be written as 1 by n minus 1 into sigma x square minus 1 by n sigma x whole square. Any of the formulas among them can be used to calculate x square. Any of the formula you can use, either this or this. What is S square? S square is the sample variance, that is variance of the sample. So here different terms used you have to remember. Mu is the mean of the population, x bar is the mean of the sample, and S square is the variance of the sample. Next, few points to be remembered I have written in note. Let us see. Degree of freedom, we represent it by D dot F, is denoted by V, or in some textbook it is written as nu also. V or nu is the number of values generated by a sample of small size for estimating the population parameter. So V is the degree of freedom. It is the number of values generated by the sample of small size for estimating the population parameter. Second one, if the sample size is n, then the degree of freedom D dot F, or which we represented by V, is found by the formula V is equal to n minus 1. That is, if the sample size is 10, V is 9. If the sample size is 5, V is 4. Next one, we apply the T test. Student T distribution is also called as the T test. We apply the T test for the sample of size n less than or equal to 30. To test the hypothesis whether sample mean x bar differs significantly from the population mean mu, we compute T value and compare the value of mod T with the standard table value. So here this T test helps us to test the hypothesis that whether a sample mean x bar, that is the mean of the sample and mean of the population, whether it differs significantly or not. You will understand when we do some problems. So here whatever value of t we get, if we compare that with the standard values given in the table, according to that we will decide whether it differs significantly or not. Table I will show you later. See, how shall we decide? If mod of t, remember mod of t, if you get negative we have to take mod of t, negative value, then we have to take the mod and consider only the mod t value. If mod of t is greater than t of 0.05 or t of 0.01, then the difference between x bar and mu is significance at 5% or 1% level of significance, and the hypothesis is rejected. So mod of t, if it is greater than the t of 0.05 which is given in the table value, that is, if mod of t is greater than table value, we reject the hypothesis. That means first in all the problems we have to first formulate the hypothesis. If mod of t is less than t of 0.05, that is, if mod of t is less than the standard table value, then the data is said to be consistent with the hypothesis that mu of the mean, that is the mean of the population, is in coordination with the mean of the sample, and the hypothesis is accepted at 5% level of significance. So this one more formula you have to remember. 95% of confidence limit are x bar plus s by square root of n into t of 0.05. 99% confident limits are x bar plus or minus s by square root of n t of 0.01. So this is one topic. Both the topics I will explain. Let us do the problems together. T-test, next topic I told you, two topics you are going to study under student T distribution. The second topic is T-test for the significance of difference between the mean samples. There it was a single sample. Here we have to test two different samples. Consider two samples x and y with sample size n1 and n2 respectively, drawn from any normal population. Then t is equal to x bar minus y bar divided by s into square root of 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. Their formula for a single mean was t is equal to x bar minus mu by s into square root of n. Here we know x bar is the mean of the first sample x and y bar is the mean of the second sample y. n1 and n2 are the sample size. As we have found s square there, here the formula for s square is s square is equal to 1 by n1 plus n2 minus n into sigma x minus x square plus sigma y minus y square. S1 and S2 are the standard deviation of x and y respectively. S square is equal to n1 s1 square plus n2 s2 square by n1 plus n2 minus 2. So wherever we come across in the problem, I will explain again. So here in a single sample, when we have taken single sample, I told you how to calculate the degree of freedom. It was V is equal to n minus 1. When we consider two sample, the degree of freedom V is equal to n1 plus n2 minus 2. We assume the null hypothesis H0, x bar and y bar do not differ significantly. In this case, when we consider two samples. So to understand this clearly, let us see few problems. So let us take the first one. A certain stimuli administered to each of 12 patients resulted in the following changes in the blood pressure: 5, 2, 8, -1, 3, 0, 6, -2, 1, 5, 0, 4. Can it be concluded that the stimuli will increase the blood pressure? So understand the question here. 12 patients are there. Some external stimulus, maybe an injection or something, is given to each patient, that is each of the 12 patients. Then following changes is found in the blood pressure, which they have given here, that is 5 to 8, -1, 3, 0, 6, -2, 1, 5, 0, 4. They are asking, can it be concluded that the stimuli will increase the blood pressure or not? So whether the given stimulus increases the blood pressure or not, we have to find by using the T test. Here they have given the standard value, T value, by using the table, that is T of 0.05 for 11 degree of freedom. See, they have taken 12 students, so degree of freedom will be 11. So in most of the problems they give the value. If the value is not given, you have to find it using the T distribution table. At the end of this video, I will show you how to find the degree of freedom using the T distribution table. Now let us continue with the problem. First let us formulate the hypothesis. Let H naught. Now let us say, first we have to formulate the hypothesis. Here let us formulate. Let us take H naught. The stimulus will not increase the blood pressure of the population. If there is no increase in the blood pressure, then the mu will be is equal to 0. So here mu, that is mean of the population, we will take it as 0. Since there is no change in the blood pressure, mu will be 0. T is equal to x bar minus mu by s into root s. We already know the sample is taken with 12 patients, that is value of n is 12. Mu they have given it to be 0, and you know x bar, it is calculated by using the formula sigma x by n. Sigma x means here the values of x's are given, we have to add all this x. Sigma x by n, n is the number of patients, 12. So here we have added all these values, divided by 12. When we do, we get the value as 2.5833. Next is this standard deviation. Yes, we have to find. For that, see, s square is the variance. Square root of s square we get as s, that is the standard deviation of the sample. So s square is given by the formula, we have already seen the formula, 1 by n minus 1 into sigma x square minus 1 by n into sigma x whole square. Sigma x whole square, here sigma x whole square means, I will show you here, sigma x whole square. See, here these are the different values of x. Sigma x whole square means what we have to do, we have to take the square of each and add it. That is 25, 5 square is 25, 2 square is 4, 8 square is 64, minus 1 square is 1, 3 square is 9, plus 0 square is 0, plus 6 square is 36, like that. We have to take the square of each and take the sum of it, then we get the value as 185. Sigma x whole square means, see sigma x, we have already, when you calculate this sum, that is the value of sigma x. We have to take the square of it. So you add this, you get it as 31 and square it. 31 square divided by n is 12. You have your calculators. Calculate it. When you calculate s square, you get the value as 9.538. To find s, we have to take the square root of this. When you take the square root, we get the value as 3.088. Now we got all the required values in t. That is, t is equal to x bar minus mu by s into square root of n. So x bar written here, mu we have taken it 0, yes we have just found, value of n is 12. Substitute all the values, simplify it, you get the value as 2.8975. I told you we will compare the value we have got with the standard value in the table. Here in the table value is already given to be 2.201. Since the value we have got is greater than the table value, then what we will decide? The hypothesis is rejected. If it is t of 0.05, we will say 5% level of significance. If it was less than the table value, then the hypothesis would have been accepted. So here we'll write, the hypothesis is rejected at 5% level of significance. Rejected means, the meaning is the stimuli will increase the blood pressure. What hypothesis we have taken? We have taken the hypothesis as this stimulus will not increase the blood pressure, but by the numerical results we can say that the stimulus is going to increase the blood pressure. Let us see one more example. 10 individuals are chosen at random. 10 individuals means the value of n is 10 here. So degree of freedom should be 1 less 9. See here also the standard value of from the t table is given. T of 0.05 at 9 degrees of freedom is 2.262. So here also value is given. 10 individuals are chosen at random for a population and their height in inches are found to be, so 10 individuals whose heights are given in inches here. 63 inches, 63 inches, 66 inches, 67, 68, 69, 70, 70, 71 and 71 inches. Test the hypothesis that the mean height of the individuals, here it is missing, of the individuals in the universe is 66 inches. So in the universe many individuals are there. So in this large number of individuals, they have taken a sample of 10 individuals. Now we have to test the hypothesis. They say the mean height, if you take the average height of the individual, it is around 66 inches. Whether we have to test here whether what they have said is that can be accepted or rejected. So let us first formulate the hypothesis. Let the hypothesis be, let us take what they have said is true. Mu is equal to 66 inches. So n is 10. I already told you x bar means it is sigma xi by n. That is, sigma xi means we will add all the values of x here divided by the total number, that is divided by 10. When I do, you will get 67.8. So in the formula, T is equal to x bar minus mu by s into square root of n. The square root of n is ready, mu is ready, sigma x bar is ready. What we have to calculate is s now. For that we have the formula for s square. s square is equal to 1 by n minus 1 sigma x square minus 1 by n into sigma x whole square. This is different, this is different. This is sigma x square, that is we have to find x square, means square each x, then add all of them together. Sigma x whole square means we have to add all the x's, then take the square of it. So 1 by n minus 1, 10 minus 1 is 9. If you take the square of each, that is what we had here, 63 square plus 63 square plus 66 square plus 67 square plus 68 square plus 69 square, like that. If you take the square of each and add, you get 46,050. If you add all the sigma x, you get here 678. Take the square of it divided by n, that is, if you simplify this, value of a square you get as 9.067, value of s is 3.011. All the terms required in t is ready now. So let us find the value of t. Put the value of x bar, mu, s and 10. You get the value as 1.89. The standard value given in the problem is 2.262. We have got 1.89. 1.89 is naturally less than 2.262. Therefore, the hypothesis is accepted at, see this, 5% level of significance. Accepted means what we have assumed is true. Mean height of the universe, of the individuals in the universe, is 66 inches. Now, two problems we have done. Before we go to the further problems, I'll show you if the standard values in the problem is not given. Here, see, t of 0.05 is equal to 2.262 for 9 degrees of freedom. If this is not given, how will you calculate? I told you 10 individuals are there. So, value of v is n minus 1. That is 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. So, degree of freedom is 9. V is 9. So, we have to calculate at t of 0.05. I will show you using the table. See, this is student t distribution table. I will show you. See, this is the t distribution table. Normal table you have already used. So, here just now we have calculated the value of v is 9. So, we have to find the value of 9 at t of 0.05. So, t of 0.05 is here. So, let us join these two such that it coincides. We get the value as 2.262. That was the value, standard value given there in the problem. Look here, 2.262. So, one more example I will give you. So, let us find, in the first problem it was given, no? So, let us try to find this. Find the value of t of 0.05 for 11 degrees of freedom. Let us find this. 11, degree of freedom is 11, and at 0.05 we have to coincide this. So, I will make it small so that you can see. 11 degrees of freedom at 0.05, it is 2.201. Same problem if they have given at 1% level of significance, that is t of 0.01. Then same thing you can find 11 degree of freedom at 1% level of significance. We get the value as 3.106. That is how you can calculate the standard value from the T distribution table for different levels of freedom. So this table I share with you all. Give different values and try to find the standard value from the table. So we will learn to solve few more problems in the next video. Thank you.